Oh, I feel like this video is so draining because I'm a very wobbly mix of tears, snot, and rage.
It gets better. It's okay.
What do you mean it gets better?
Like, what?
There's 15 minutes.
What I think, feeling right now is we're only halfway. We're in 2017, 2018.
I know.
You're kind of like...
It's getting too close to our timeline.
At what point, they're so big now, you're like, at what point do you all just shut the fuck up and stop it?
They won't. They'll always be haters.
I just keep looking. I'm like...
Because you can put a lot, like you say, down to people didn't want them to succeed. People didn't, people cast them aside because they weren't important because of their label. But now they are so big. It's like, what more can you moan about?
The problem is now is that we have cancel culture. So people want to get everybody cancelled because they don't like what they say.
And the people that had a very light touch grasp of reality then, I don't have much faith that they've got a grasp on reality now, so they're probably the same shitty person that they were back then.
Can you imagine?
They probably just dig their heels in and be like, no, I still hate them.
Dedicating your life. So what, from 2013 till, what was 2017, so 5 years of their life. We're only 3 years out from when we met them. So have there been people that have literally since day one sat there?
Probably.
But that's an obsession, though. That's not hate, that's obsession.
Exactly. Which says to me that what else, they must have nothing else to replace it with.
Conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용.
What, are they going to go, yes, it was?
JK's face.
Yeah, it's so rude. You go to their press conference.
This is the one where they kick you
I want to know what...
그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할
It can be uncomfortable.
답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에.
Just send a fuck off and say it.
네, 그거에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그거에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠.
I want him to add, please leave your number for the company. They'd love to speak to you.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first illegible week.
Why?
Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely.
That makes
December
it feel unfair for that group as well.
Yeah.
JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company." December 2019. NBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to Olsen,
Just cutting off your nose to spite your face, isn't it?
Shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a daesang. But in 2020, they created a second daesang for digital music. BTS won the daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020, Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship. Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적당한 인사를 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이
Well, I think he's calling them out.
미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요.
Do you think it's they don't want them having any more power?
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고 이번 그래미 같은 경우는 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등급에 실패했다라고 합니다. 여러 가지 요즘 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
December 2020. For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service, even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for...
I think that's an important talking point. because I will say I kind of see their point of only BTS is not fair because other idols.
They're saying, what's the point of the
Yeah.
revision? Because you've made that standard so high
Yeah.
that nobody's going to be able to meet that.
Yeah, the fact they've included in this the other agencies filing a complaint about that. I feel like I don't know that they were clear enough that I don't feel like they were complaining about BTS.
No,
They're complaining about
the standard
The
of which
standard,
they've said in order that you have to meet.
I don't feel because I feel like this is a video about what's been put towards BTS that wasn't about
the narrative.
that wasn't about BTS.
I get the point. I think it's slightly hypocritical when all the agencies got together without Big Hit and then used BTS as an example.
Yeah.
And then were like, no, hold on a minute, you've only done it for BTS. Like, you can't have it both ways. You either have to...
They would have had more power if they all stayed to get stuck together.
You also don't know if
we don't know why Big Hit weren't
you
there.
don't know who they necessarily reached out to, and it might be that Big Hit, I don't know, it might be that Big Hit had said it's no thank you because the guys
we don't know,
might want to have gone in. So for them, if they're saying no, we still want to go in and do it, there's no point them being part of a group. And they also might not, because what it looked like all of the agencies were asking for was an exemption.
Yeah.
And if that's not something that BTS and all their groups, if that's not their ethos and what they believe in, then they might not want to be part of something that's for an exemption. Problem is, we're in moments that we have lived now, and it's still 6 minutes left.
When they said about the media thing, and they were snubbed in the major categories. I'm sorry, how many Grammys do you have?
Oh.
The best duo group performance at the Grammys,
His face.
which was announced during the online pre-show instead
He knew they
of
wouldn't
the
get it.
primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as raised
they big up that they were performing.
BTS's performance would be quote unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammy. March 2021. Topps released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021,
I remember when this
German
happened. I
radio
was
station host
fucking raging.
made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon.
What?
He
They said they were
openly
a
cursed
virus.
at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea.
Fuck
Halsey,
off.
Max, Lau, Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke and that folks are too sensitive. During Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
Who?
I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't, you know what I mean?
No, they're like
I don't think that they're
base
gonna.
is so crazy. It's
Dude,
dude,
and
and
it's
global.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
They're really
I
good.
like them. They're good
I
dancers.
can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it. I got
just.
The funny thing about that is, I'm like, there's a reason I've never heard of
He
you.
just made himself look so stupid. I can't get behind it because they don't cater to my language. You're an idiot. Read a fucking book. Oh
dear.
And I love it because he was like, yeah, it's like it doesn't matter that it's global. There still needs to be an American boy band on top because America.
Or European. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Basically, what, white? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I say. American and white. Like, you're like, he's throwing his toys out the pram because they're not at the top. Well,
I'm a fan, but I don't understand what they're saying.
No, a different
no,
one.
he didn't. The other two
Sorry.
said they were fans, but that one was like, yeah, no, I can't get behind it. The one who was saying that he wanted them to be in their own category,
No,
so it
I
doesn't
thought the guy
affect
at
their
the end
chances.
said I'm a fan, but I don't understand what they're saying.
No. It was like they were overlapping and talking. So the guy at the end,
He said he's
they-
a fan.
but he also said they have a massive fan base. So I really hope that you are a fan and you're not just a bit clicked on, that you don't shit on.
Yeah, you're not listening to him going, shut
But
the fuck
originally,
up.
it was like, they should have a category all of their own. Okay, that's quite, that's like, you could
It's
be
a
bigging them
yeah.
up saying that, like...
Yeah, they should
But
now
then
be in the
you just
category of legends.
Yeah,
like a
but then you just
legendary
went, like, and then
category.
you ruined it, frankly.
But like I said, there's a reason I've not heard of you.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, your ignorance is showing.
So what's this?
I'll go back a little bit.
Because we were raging. Who even are you? Sorry, I'm very angry.
different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think
I hope that Zach Sang said something though, because he does a lot of interviews with BTS.
You know what I mean?
No, they're like, the fan base is so crazy. It's dude, and it's global.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
They're really good.
And they're good
I
dancers.
can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it.
I just.
I don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are. Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know which one he is. Look at those highlights. Those chunky Tony and Guy mall salon highlights. And the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something.
Sorry, I'm getting raged.
It's because
Sorry.
they're going too quickly.
You
between
can't
them.
have contact. I'm sorry. Are you barefaced right now?
Yeah.
Did you not get your hair done
Yeah.
to film that? Like,
This
fuck off.
this is the difficulty.
Anyone can
because
get their hair dyed. Anyone can wear whatever the fuck they want.
I don't want to sit there and trash how she looks, because that's exactly what she's
Yeah.
doing. But
Yeah, no, I don't mean that.
But like, think about what you're saying. Can you imagine if someone pulled you up and said that about you?
Yeah.
You have no right to do that. And also, I hope you bought that poster to tear them apart. Was she an editor? Is it Star?
Former.
She has a YouTube channel, I think. I've seen her. I recognise her.
Why
But it's
do you
just
have
the
a
principle.
platform
It's
to
just
do
the
that?
principle of the hypocrisy. You're basically saying no one else he should not be able to dye his hair away from his natural colour. Well, then that should apply for all of us. And I'm pretty sure that your hair is dyed, that you are wearing makeup, that you have at some point enhanced your features however you choose that you like. And that's good. Everyone should be able to do that. So don't sit there on a pedestal and be a hypocrite.
Do you know what it is though? That's a perfect example of, here is a man and he is still more beautiful than me.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that is. That is exactly what that is. Because I'll be honest, I love BTS, but yes, I'm jealous that they are more beautiful than me.
And they are in real life.
Would you be making those comments about the makeup or the hair or anything on a picture of Kim Kardashian? Why? Because it's a woman. But yet you probably sit there as a woman saying, don't judge me, don't say this just because I'm a woman, don't be sexist to me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, the hypocrisy
Also,
of it is what
gets
irritates
me as well is the people that are so fucking lazy. I don't know which one this is. Do you know what, right? You've probably got a phone in your hand because you're filming it. Like, fucking Google it. You can probably work it out.
The laziness, yeah.
It's lazy.
But again,
So
it's the
lazy.
entitlement of that I
Have some
don't need
respect.
to find out what their name is. I don't have to give them that level of respect because what I have to say is more important.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
That is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
Jesus.
She's flat out racist.
A senior editor from The Economist said, "Please note, after BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly, she quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke."
Really?
This led to Stephen Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, "We're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this." BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans, and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talent, ARMYs have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so, if only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Do you know what I think a lot of it comes down to? I don't know if it's a saying that you have in other countries, but it's a saying we have in the UK that we've all heard throughout our childhoods from our parents. Parents who actually should take note of it sometimes, which is, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Mm-hmm. It's that simple.
Yep.
The world would be a much better place. I do have a strict policy with people in my life when it comes to BTS and K-pop stuff, which is when the topic comes up, because either I've raised it or someone else has, it's think about what you're going to say, because if it's not going to be nice, don't, because I will snap at it. Yeah. I won't just sit here and accept it, and
because it highlights the bigger issue. The bigger issue is of the racism and things like that. Like, and again, this is what a lot of those stupidly uninformed people don't get when they're like, oh, why? What's the big deal about this little Korean boy band? It's not. It's actually picking at a much larger issue. And that's why you showing your ignorance is actually very exposing, and rightly so, because if you're going to, use your thumbs to type out messages in such haste that are very ignorant, then you deserve the backlash that you get. I'm really sorry, but if you're going to have to learn it the hard way. Whereas if you post it as a question and said, what is this? I'd like to understand it before I have an opinion on it. Much respect.
This is the thing I often get from people is they go, I just don't get it. And I go, that's okay, you don't have to get it, but you don't have to shit on it.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. That video always ends with you feeling like you want to punch someone in the face.
Yeah, I do think I may have decapitated RJ.
Yes! It's going to pop up.
Yeah, I'm glad I've had him, because I have a lot of rage, because for me, the last 2 years that we've been in this world of K-pop and culture, I feel I've grown so much and I've learnt so much, and I've really had to challenge a lot of probably stereotypes that I've had, and it's made me look at absolutely everything in my life with a different lens and so much more accepting, because I can't say yes, that's okay because I like BTS and then not afford anybody else that same amount of allowance. So even with Western music and stuff that I didn't think that I liked before, I've had to give it a chance, and especially with a lot of, I would say, noisy rap music and other stuff like that, I've had to say I'm going to have to give it a chance, because I give other things a chance, and I don't understand how people can't come into this music and come out differently from it.
The issue that comes up for me when it's BTS though is that from other hobbies that I've got that people have laughed at and said things about, is that when it comes to BTS, it inevitably comes down to what then they say. You kind of go, listen to that, what you just said, and imagine putting that on a different race.
That's
what would you say? You'd say that was racist.
It always taps into a bigger
you've
issue.
Got to, it's punctuates you very well. Like, I didn't see that coming from you.
Yeah, very much.
I didn't realise that I'd be so angry. And
I thought I'd be more upset than angry.
And I think there is so much that I can be upset about. The video moved quickly, and if we'd paused, I would have bawled my eyes out at many things.
I admit, I'm sure there is one, but if it was a longer video of JK and his burgers, I would have probably cried and then probably broken something.
Yeah. The one that, I can't remember what it is. I'll try and find it so we can watch it. If you guys know, let us know.
No.
There's video, I don't think it's Hardships, but it's them going through all of their awards, accepting awards and whatnot, and as in happy crying. That makes me cry every time. But that's,
we didn't pause at the time actually, but one moment where I nearly went is V talking about his grandmother and people.
Do you know why that's so much worse? Because of what we've just watched today.
Yeah.
I knew that when you said yesterday. I was like, okay. Yep. And so now, when I can show you a wheel spin or whenever it comes there, I'll now be able to show you Bulletproof the Eternal, because the MV, you will now understand a lot of the references in it and why it's so important, and it's like a celebration of where they are now.
So that was our
seething
rage
discussion
at the BTS Hardships video. Thanks to XLS for putting that together. That probably took a lot of work and a lot of rage having to watch those and edit them together.
And she spoke so calm.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, I think XLS has been into K-pop for a while. I don't know how long. So again, it obviously still makes me very angry. But for you guys, this is a lot of new information right now. So your anger is right now. So I think, 2017. So 5 years for me. But it still makes me angry, and it's still shocking, isn't it, to think that some of that stuff is still happening, and you're like, what?
Well, how much of that was modern? Things being said that I remember when it happened, and I'm like...
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that might be why XLS channeled a power to stay calm and read it like a nice audiobook, because she's like, probably aware of it, and like, just stay calm. Or maybe she just took breaks.
Probably breaks.
Because the rage was showing in her voice. Maybe she took breaks.
Maybe she had an RJ and some chocolate too.
Okay. So thanks for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.